All right, good afternoon, Detroit. This is the Wood Dog. I'm on 7 Mile Road, just east of Telegraph. As you can see the banner out in front of this fine religious building. This is the Greater Grace Temple. All right, we're gonna take a little look-see of the property of the Greater Grace Temple. All right, I'm gonna be mobile. All right, this is one of the most well-manicured churches in the city of Detroit. It's beautiful. Look at that. Manicured grass, playscapes for the kids. Even got barriers to keep cars off the grass from running into the kids. Boy, that's safety at its best. Okay, there's a gazebo back there. Porta potties for people when they outside want to use the bathroom. Freshly asphalt paved roads. Man, this is nice back here. The Greater Grace Temple has really did their homework on this one. Yes, sir. Looks beautiful. This is the one of the most beautiful churches in the city of Detroit. Here's the backside of the Greater Grace Temple. Immaculate. Well groomed. Not a piece of tall grass anywhere. There's all their buses all lined up in the back there, dressed right, military style. Yes, sir. This church right here in the city of Detroit does beautiful and wonderful work in the community. Nobody can take that away from the current head of this facility. The head of the facility is right there at his parking spot. Okay. That's his personal parking spot. And I'm in it, so I'm gonna move. All right, that's the trustee. All right. Reserve parking for somebody important. No doubt, no doubt. All right. Now, in the city of Detroit, we have many issues in the city of Detroit, not just blight. Okay, my mission is I am the Detroit Bike Blight Patrol. I'm at the Greater Grace Temple. This is beautiful property, flowers, everything you would want when you're successful. But when you become successful, there's a responsibility to that too. All right, I'm gonna tell you a short story and I'm gonna make it brief, then I'm gonna pause the video. There was a story of a man who owned a lot of property in the city of Highland Park. Okay, and that man's name was Jerry Watha. That man owned more property in the city of Highland Park than anybody. Once again, his name was Jerry Watha. Okay, he owned over 60 pieces of property in Highland Park, and all of them were abandoned, stripped out, and needed to be torn down. But he owned the property and he paid the taxes on those properties. But one day, Judge Bridget, officer of the 30th District Court, decided to start hauling that man into court. All right, she told him in these exact words. City of Detroit, you, Mr. Jerry Watha, are a very wealthy man. You own over 50 plus properties in the city of Detroit, but you will not hang on to those properties and let those properties go to trash, stay abandoned, wide open to the public, waiting on Highland Park to recover. Her key words were, you're not going to hold on to property in the city of Highland Park and wait for the city's recovery. You're going to maintain those properties, you're going to fix up those properties, or you're going to raise those properties at cost to you. And for every day that you don't do it, per each property, there's going to be a fine assessed. And she hauled that man in court more times than I can remember. All right, now I'm about to leave these grounds and I'm gonna pause the video and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, City of Detroit. Once again, this is the Wood Dog of the Detroit Bike Blight Patrol. First half of the video, I rode through the property of the Greater Grace Temple, just east of Telegraph Road, just west of 7 Mile and Berg. Here I am right now. Right now I'm at 7 Mile and Berg. Okay, due to the sun, I can't show you down the street where the Greater Grace Temple is, but it's about 300 feet from where I'm standing. 300 feet from where I'm standing. Okay, right now, as you can see, I'm at 7 Mile and Berg, all right? And as I pan to my right, if I'm not mistaken, now I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, somebody point it out to me, prove to me that I'm wrong, and I will do another video and post a disclaimer, okay? Now, from the last that I checked, a week before I did this video, you know, some people say, you know, you shouldn't come over here and do that. You know, the Greater Grace Temple is a good place to be. A lot of prominent people attend that church, but there were news articles and news stories done on this property right here. On the other side of this fence, all the way down the Lasher Road, all the way, take it north, actually south, all the way around back this way towards 7 Mile and Berg, used to be a golf course owned by the city or some other entity. And this property has got to be over 20 acres plus, maybe more than that. But this is a golf course that's owned by the Greater Grace Temple. All right. Now, there's blight in the city, and there's also an issue called neglect. All right. Now, when you neglect the property, you walk away from it or not walk away from it. You want to hold on to it until the city fully recover to decide what you're going to do with it, because you couldn't get it zoned for what you wanted to use it for. All right. Now, with all the resources that the Greater Grace Temple may or may not have, you mean to tell me they can't, at the bare minimum, cut the grass? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pan this location. Okay, I'm on my bike. I'm gonna show you how this looks. How does that look, Detroit? This is one of the most overgrown golf courses in the city of Detroit. There's an old maintenance house right there, Detroit. Okay, it's abandoned. It's chained up, got supermarket golf carts in the rear. Okay, there's the gate to the maintenance. Where's the maintenance, Detroit? Okay, you see that field back there? Look at that field, Detroit. Okay, this video ain't long enough for me to go all the way around, but I'm gonna pan it to you. All right, there you go. Man, look at that. Okay, you see that, Detroit? All right. I know I'm gonna take some flack for this, but in the first half of this video, you saw me ride through the parking lot of that huge property of the Greater Grace Temple. But they own this golf course. It's got holes in the fence all the way around it. I rode my bike all the way around it to see if there was any mowing or any maintenance that needed to be done. Of course there is. The only part that is mowed is along the road. This is Berg Road I'm on right here. Berg Road. All right. Back that way, that's 7 Mile. Okay. It's mowed out here, but it's not mowed in there. And there's holes along the fence of this entire golf course. Okay, the city of Detroit, if you let your grass grow 4 feet high in your neighborhood in front of your house, what's going to happen? I don't even have to tell you. Okay. If you left maybe gas tanks, you think there's any fuel in those tanks over there? All right, maybe not. Okay, what do you think could be up in this grass on this golf course? Okay, there could be all kind of stuff up in there on this golf course. You'll never know till you walk up in there. I walked into the golf course off of Lasher Road because there's a hole cut in the fence in 3 places. There's a one on the back end in the back of somebody's house. I asked the people back there, when was the last time you seen this golf course cut? He said, man, if I tell you 5 years, I'd be lying. Okay, if I told you 7 years, that'd be kind of about right. I said, oh, really? You know, but as I was mentioning to certain people, you know, you got the good and the bad, okay? The good is the church. Excellent job in the community, but they bought this property and they're not maintaining it, all right? They're not maintaining it, Detroit. And if I let my grass grow, I'm sure in Russell Woods, I'll get a ticket, all right? Whether it was fenced in or not. So, you got blight and you got